Hello people, it is I, a nerd named BT. Welcome back to another video, and it is a pleasure to be back once again behind a microphone. It has been a good while since I last did a vocalized video, and I am quite happy. Today guys, we have something a little bit different. Today we shall be going over or showing off some of the newer cards shown for the last week. Now I won't be going over each and every card as I am in a bit of a tight schedule this week, but we shall be going over some of the more recently shown cards for the brand new set coming out, Requiem of Ruin, based on Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. Now what was revealed was some of the ace monsters of the few characters that you've known, plus a few cards showing into one of the decks used by said characters. Anywho, let's get straight into this. First up of the set we have Bluetooth Burst Dragon, a very fun little card based on an IT deck. Bluetooth Dragon is a level 7 light dragon effect monster with 2500 attack, 1500 defense. A very standard dragon. With a requirement of an effect, you can activate this by sending the top card of your deck to the grave, destroy all monsters your opponent controls with 1500 or less attack, then this card gains 300 times the number of monsters destroyed by this effect until the end of the turn. Now, of course, there are some obvious things here. First off, it is a very solid dragon in terms of stats, so as a vanilla, it would have been pretty good, but it is not a vanilla. Thankfully, Konami has stopped giving us so many vanillas. It is a very simple effect with a very fun destruction effect of clearing out the board, which I believe we've seen a few times before. I can't say on the top of my head. So of course, if we get more stat changing effects, this would be a very fun card, but finally we're getting into a point where the boss monsters are not 2500 vanilla monsters. Thank you, Konami. Up next is a actually exciting addition. We have the new Aqua boss monster from the anime on the villain side. It is Kappa Emperor Riding Slider, a level 7 water aqua effect monster. Yay! Finally, we have another one of these. Took us a long while that we got a boss monster for aqua that isn't Dying Kiddo. With an attack of 2500, 1500 defense. This seems to be a very common theme for these bosses. Requirement of the effect is by sending a face-up aqua to the field to the grave, so destroy up to 2 level 7 or lower normal monsters your opponent controls. Which is pretty good because most of the current meta decks these days seem to be around vanilla monsters, as most of you have seen, so this is actually a very interesting effect, though against a deck with effect monsters or level 8 or higher monsters, you're more likely not going to do much. But this is a very fun start to a new aqua deck that would hopefully actually do something. And speaking of aquas that would do something, Dying Kiddo the Cure Maiden. A level 8 water aqua effect monster, 2500 attack, of course, 1000 defense, and if there's a face-up field spell on the field, you can activate this, draw a card, and if you draw a field spell, gain 1000 life points. Finally, a proactive aqua monster that can actually do something on turn 1 decently, or do something at all at any point. Now, this has the most synergy out of all the other Dying Kiddos that we've seen so far to actually support their decks, besides gaining some level of life points. Because this one actually revolves around using the field spells, which we've gotten 2 of for Aqua. Well, in this case for Dying Kiddo's deck, we've gotten 2 field spells, which means that this is a very viable card compared to the rest of them, especially when you compare it to Gold Digger and Prison Master and Chef. This is actually a very decent one that actually supports the deck, and thank you, Konami. I'm so happy for this. Now, to get on to the actual showing of the important part of this, we have the first sort of series from this set, which is a deck without a name, but we shall call it the chemical or science deck, I would say, or in most people's case, we would call it the Salamander Greats of Rush Duel. First up, we have Cremation Canine Nitro, a level 2 fire pyro monster, a new pyro deck, very exciting. 400 attack, 400 defense. When this card is normal, on the turn this card is normal summon, inflict 400 damage to your opponent, then you cannot attack with monsters except pyro monsters. A very fun little double sparks on legs, or would I say on paws. It is another pyro monster that is not a vanilla. Thank you, Konami. Pyro was also getting a bit heavy on vanillas as well. Finally, we have more effect monsters. Even if it is very minimal of 400 damage, it's still an effect monster nonetheless, in which you can actually do something. Up next is its friend, the Dinomite. Level 4 pyro effect monster with 1100 attack, 1100 defense, pretty beefy. Activate the turn this card's normal summon, inflict 300 damage to your opponent, but with no restrictions. So with these new cards, you can either total a 900 damage to your opponent to 1200 damage. A very large portion of life points being taken away. And then their boss monster of the deck, the remake of Heat Leo, Chemicalized Salamander. A level 7 pyro effect monster, 2500 attack, 1500 defense. Requirement: shuffle 3 pyros from engraved into the deck. All face a monster your opponent controls lose 100 attack times the number of monsters in your opponent's graveyard. And this is awesome. I've been needing a way to not deck out myself in pyro. It's very detrimental to me, and I've been looking for many generic ways to shuffle back pyros so I don't deck myself out, and this is a fun little way to do it. And this one has the very bold effect of just reducing monsters' attack points, which I love. That is a huge addition to pyro, and I am very adoring of it. And I'm quite excited to be playing around with these new pyros and all these other new boss monsters of the set. Well guys, that is it for all the new cards of the set. If you guys enjoy this and would like to see a few more of these type of videos every other week or every week or so, giving you guys a card update, go ahead, say in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video, though you don't need to, or just come around and view it every other time I post it. Well, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time.